Y'all ready for this? It's been 3 months since I made a video. And actually, it's probably been longer than that since I made the video. So it's been a minute. But as y'all know, I've been working and I just don't have the time that I once did. I definitely don't have the room that I once did. If you've been following along for more than a year, you'll know I moved last year. The new house I moved into, great neighborhood, wonderful house. There is a 2-car garage, but there's not much room in there. So we're kind of at the point where we're like, we need to do some major work on the second chance Camaro. That's not going to happen for a while. I just can't do it at my house. So I decided, you know what we needed? We need a garage bad. So I've been kind of in the works for this for a while. We are going to start doing some land prep for a garage. Last year, I bought a 2nd acre of land. I already had one. Pretty much everything you see behind me is all me, and it's kind of a mess. There's several places here that they've just grown up. I rented a Bobcat, I don't know, or a skid steer years ago, and cleared a bunch of this down. It used to be a field once upon a time, and it just got grown up or whatever, and I had to go through and, just knock it all back down so we could mow it. And I didn't do it all because I didn't have enough time. The thing about running a skid steer is it ain't cheap and you got to have time for it. So I decided that now's probably a good time to go ahead and take care of all this before mowing season comes back around, because that'll be here pretty much now. There's part of this that needs to be mowed now. I may actually get the mower out and do some mowing with it before we get started with the skid steer tomorrow. I just don't want to. I don't want to tear up all the grass and stuff, and then just like be patches of it around that I need to mow. So I think I'm gonna try to get the mower running here in just a few minutes. We'll go do that and hit a few spots that kind of need to be mowed. But before that, I want to catch you up on the property. I inherited an acre of land many years ago. It's vacant. It's the one behind me now. And it's a great piece of land. And an acre of land is a lot of land. Don't get me wrong, but I want it 2. Actually, I think it's a little more than 2 altogether. But for the sake of simplicity, I call it 2 acres. So what we're going to do is, get this, maybe you can see me better. What I'm going to do now, though, is show you some of the pictures. I've got some pictures and video stuff. Just kind of get you caught up, and then I'm going to show you what's here. And we're going to get to work. So, yeah, here's just some pictures and videos and things like that. Well, got a good look at some of the pictures, and I think I had a video or two, kind of how grown up some of this stuff was, and I've really put a lot of effort into it over the past few years. It's got some spots that need mowed, and I'm going to mow those. Also, as y'all know, I've been working for a shop. I've been doing metal repair for a really high-end shop, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I've always loved metal repair, rust repair, whatever you want to call it, custom work. That's my jam. So here's the thing. We need to get to where I can be working on my own property, in my own garage, to earn a living. Basically, that's the end goal for me. And to get there, we're just going to have to get to work. We got to clean this land off. We got to level a spot out for the garage, which I think I know where I want the garage, because I'm going to build a house here too. So it's got to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you get one chance to lay out your property, just one. That's it. That's all you get. So once the buildings are up, they're just up. It's much harder to move a building and pay for that. So yeah, we're going to clean all this off, and I thought this would be a fun video to do. Anytime you run a skid steer, I don't know, I enjoy it. It seems like fun. So also, it's part of the journey, people. I've got a lot of journey ahead of me, and man, I'm just pumped. I can't explain how excited I am. And I love the YouTube video stuff. I love making them, really. I complain to my friends sometimes about it. You know, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. It takes up so much time. And boy, does this a lot of effort and a lot of time. But I really do love it. So, and I appreciate y'all for watching. That's for sure. So here we are. Let me show you around the property some. We'll just take kind of a quick glimpse of what's here and what's going on and what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll go from there. So there's a fence over here. You can kind of see those trees. There's a fence there. I own all the way from that fence all the way over to this house. Whoop, not that house. Can you see the house back there? Yeah. Well, it's hard to see because of all the brush in the way, but yeah, it's pretty big. And you know, it's plenty of size or whatever to build a good house, good size house and garage. Look at the hawk. Man, this place, it's just an awesome piece of property out here. But you can see all this where it's grown up. I actually pushed a bunch of stuff down. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of that in those pictures that showed you where it was really grown up. Probably, I'm gonna guess 7 or 8 years ago, I did all this, but then it grew back up and I never got a chance to get a bobcat out here or a skid steer out here again to finish what I was doing, and I needed to burn it off and whatever. Life got hard for me. But here we are. You know, it's been 7 or 8 years, but we're back after it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take like all this here where it's all grown up. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. See if I can. Whoop, wrong direction. Let's zoom you out, not in. There we go. See, it's really not that bad. It's like I'd call them islands of brush where I'd pushed it and then the stuff just started growing back through it. So we got that one, and there's one big one over there that I had for a long time. And we've cleared a lot of this off. Me and my daughter Madison. That kid's 11 and she is done great. Let me show you right here. See this whole pile? She drug, I'm gonna guess 95% of this sticks and whatever from this pile and that one back there. And then she's got another pile right there. All that is already cut. So we've been working on it a while. It'll be hard to tell. I don't know if you'll be able to see. There's actually a ring around this, like in the grass where the grass changes colors. But we cut a bunch back, got it going good. Last year I actually set this part over here on fire and burn a bunch of it back, and it's a lot better now than it was, but we still need to run a skid steer across it and get all the little stumps and stuff up because it'd be terrible. You can't mow it like it is, and I'm just trying to get most of the property where it's easy to mow so it don't take me so much time, and then we'll clear off for the actual garage if we have time. If not, there'll be another weekend I'll get the skid steer again. There's a lot of dirt to be moved, so. But you can see over here, look at this. Some kind of critter living over here. He's lost his home. This would have been in such a wooded spot, you couldn't have walked over here before. Let's see if I can figure out how to get there without getting hurt. See that big old hole? Yeah, it's got to be a groundhog. That's the only thing around my area big enough to be creating a burrow this big. But it's big. So that's got to go. This tree, of course, all this has got to go. Right up here along this is the road up here. All that's got to go. There's some big trees in here that I may cut down and just lay on the ground today. That way when we get the skid steer, I don't want to push them down with the skid steer because they're so close to the road. Let's go take a look at that. Sorry about all the noise the neighbors mowing, but you can see it's pretty close to the road up here. It's probably far enough to where it wouldn't affect the road if we pushed them all down. Some of the bigger ones, I don't know, maybe we can push them down. I may actually have a tree guy come out and cut like this one because it comes over and gets real close to the power lines. But that's a big tree, and I could cut it down, or even push it down, but it's pretty big, so I may have somebody professionally cut it down, and possibly some of these other bigger trees. They're hard to get to. I was They're just, I don't know, kind of close to the road. I'm afraid I'm gonna get hit out here. Holy moly, this road never has any traffic. But like that tree, I'm sure I could cut it down or push it down. So we'll see how it all goes. You know, it's like a fight. Everybody's got a plan till you get punched in the face. Yeah, that was Mike Tyson's quote. So you can see there's just a lot of brush up here and stuff. We're gonna clear it off. You can't even see my property, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, we're gonna use it. So you can see some of the stuff I've pushed down in the past. Like that stump and stuff. Another stump over there. But it just all grew back. I never got this completely cleared out. But it'll clear. It'll be fine. This, you really can't see the terrain difference. But there's a big, like, dip right here. It drops off where they built it up for the road. I believe that guy's following me with that mower. Down here you can see where me and Madison cleared all this off last weekend. And it's a big spot. The more you get cleared down by hand, just the faster it goes with a bobcat. I keep saying bobcat, but it's a skid steer. I don't know what brand it is. That was a big tree right there. I don't know if you can see that stump, but yeah, that was a big one. I pushed it down with a bobcat. It took forever. That's one of the reasons I don't want to push the other ones down. I know how long it took to get that one down. So, but I got an awesome mountain view. Where the house is going to sit over there, the view's even better. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Man, there's a lot of traffic today. Let's see. See if I can get y'all kind of a good view from here of kind of the entire property. Also past the shed, which is right there. I own some of that too, so we're gonna walk over and check out the shed in that area. But see that stump? See, you just need something to rip that out, and we'll end up having to get a stump grinder and do some of the bigger ones later. But yeah, it'll be fine. But we'll get it all worked out here and make this an awesome place to be. Actually, I love being here. I grew up in this house over here. That's where I spent my childhood. So this land to me is just, it's home. Anytime you can come home, man, it's an amazing feeling. Most people never get to do that. So let's go down here and take a look. There's also some secrets down here that you can't see. So let me get down here to where I can show it to you, and I'll turn you back on. Part of these woods here is me. It's kind of walk through here and stuff, and I've been mowing it. I mowed a bunch of this down last year and cleared it out, but we're gonna clear all this too. And then hang on, right behind me is the barn. Yeah, I said barn, but really it's a shed. Used to be a barn. It was built in 1964. My grandfather and his brother and I think a few other folks got together and built this thing. I'm gonna tear it down because it's falling down, or it's falling apart. It's not falling down yet, but we'll end up keeping the wood, and it's got a tin roof. And I'll repurpose some of this stuff into decorative stuff just because it was my family's. And I don't know, it's been on this property this long. You know, it'd be a shame just to burn it all or whatever. So, but all these trees have grown up around it. That's what's holding it up. We're not going to do this round, but we'll end up cutting all these down, but maybe one. There might be one good tree out of this bunch. Maybe. I don't know, there's an oak over there, but I don't know how close the house is going to be, so it may get cut down too. The van, the handicap van's over here, and it hopefully is still full of stuff. To be honest, I haven't been here in a while and looked, but yep, see, there's that transmission I had so much trouble out of, which is probably a great transmission. Air compressor, generator, and oh yeah, that small block 305's in here out of the IROC. Yeah. I think I'm going to sell this van here probably very, very soon and just get rid of it. I just don't, I hate it. When we got the van, I thought, you know, this is it was a great deal. It was a great deal. I have very little in it, and we'll make money when we sell it, but it just needs so much work. By the time I put all that work into it, then I'm gonna have $10,000 in a 99 Dodge 3500 Ram van. I don't want it. So it doesn't, I mean, drives like an old van. It's an old van. So I'm like, nah, I'm done with that. So we're not worried about it. It's just gonna be what it is out here. I got another spot up here I'm gonna show you. So this area here has been growing up for ages too. Just a big old vine. Isn't that crazy? That's how you know it's been there a long time, when your vines look like that. So we're gonna push some of this down. Over here is a burnt. When I was young, everybody burned their trash out in the, we were in the country back then. That's where we used to, our burn pit, but I'm probably gonna knock it down. I was gonna try to keep it, but it's in a terrible spot, so probably knock it down, get rid of it. But we cleared a bunch out, and some of that's what we've got laying in here. But I want to clear all this out here, and then the neighbor over here has got vehicles too. But there's I think one tree I might keep. I may not keep any of them, we'll see. I may just take it all. There was a bear out here last year that got in the trash. I picked a bunch of it up. There's still a little bit out here. We are in the woods, people. We do get bears. Actually, the bears will be out of hibernation real soon. So it'd be good if we could get a lot of this cleared off before then. We don't have to worry about them coming up and, just pilfering through, and we don't see them or whatever. And then this area up here actually needs mowed. And I'd like to mow it right quick before we track it all up and make it awful. There's just so much to do. But we just have to do it, right? There used to be a huge tree. It's still in there. And man, that thing was a widow maker. It was dead for years, and it was last year. The wind blew really hard one time. Not quite a tornado, but close, and blew it down. I left it. At the time, I didn't have a chainsaw, and I sure didn't have the time. So I just left it there. But we can push it over, and all this go into a pile. This tree we're keeping, this is an amazing, awesome tree. I don't know what kind it is, but I do want to trim some of the lower branches because they hang down so low. It makes it really tough to mow. And I'm going to clean out from around it, and we'll mulch it or whatever. Probably not this video, but eventually that's the plan. Just kill all this and then mulch it so I don't have to get all the way up next to it. But yeah, it's kind of a overview of the property. Tomorrow they're bringing the skid steer, but tomorrow it may rain as well. We'll see. I don't know. I've already paid for it, so it just is what it is, Sometimes in life you pay for things you don't get to use. But I figured if nothing else, we'll get one day out of it. Sunday is supposed to be beautiful, but we'll have it delivered tomorrow. We'll get to work. I think we'll go down and try to get the mower running. If we can get it to run, mow this up here. If anything else I see that just needs it, I might hit it right quick. But I just want to mow it before the ground's all tore up, and then I have to deal with that too. So let's go down here and look at this mower. This thing has been sitting since last fall. I wish it was in the shed, but it won't fit. It's really hard to start even on its best days, but I don't know, that the battery may be dead in it. I don't really know, but we're going to try to start it and see what happens. If the battery is dead, I have a jump box, but I don't know if the jump box has any juice. We'll see. All right, let's pull the old choke out. Pull the throttle back. I got my foot on the brake. Let's give her the old key and see. I'd show that to you, but I can't see it myself. Will it turn over? Take your bets. Oh yeah, baby. I can't believe that's... Let's see if she'll start. This thing is terrible on a cold start. Always has been. You can adjust the throttle and the car or the choke, and it will start. But there he is. should have checked that oil, huh? Well, it started. I didn't even think it'd start, so maybe we ought to check the tires and stuff before I start mowing with it. See if it's got any oil in it. Sounds good. Oh, she died. Well, choke wasn't all the way in. Well, let's check the oil. Pull the battery out, or the key out of it, so we don't drain that battery, and we'll check the tires. And if everything looks good, I'm just going to go mow right quick. Let's see what we get. Can't tell. Definitely wet. I think it could use some. I don't have any, but it could use some. Maybe we'll get some oil. Tires. These tires look good. What about the other side? Yeah, they're all good. Let me. I think I may see if I can. I just don't think I have any oil in the truck. I'll go look. Sometimes I carry oil in there for this. If I do, I'm gonna throw some oil in it and mow. If I don't, I'm gonna go get some oil and throw it in the mower and mow, or at least this one area up here. I don't want to hold off on that. We'll get that done and then we'll move on. We may cut some trees down today. I went out to the gas station and picked up the best oil they had. It was all the oil they had, pretty much. They had some other stuff that was more expensive. I ain't buying that for a lawnmower. I'm going to pour some right on in there. Yeah, make a mess with it. That's good. I don't know how much it's going to need, but we'll put some in it and I'll check it and go from there. See what that says. We just need to get it up to where it's operating. I'll change this maybe in a few weeks, but really doesn't have that much mow time on it. It looks over full, so it'll burn it out. This thing leaks like crazy. The top plate for the motor, where it all bolts together, was loose when I got it. I actually had to tighten it up, and I've had to take it apart a couple of times to do so. Nonetheless, I'm going to go up there and mow that right quick. That's probably all I'll get done today. I really, at some point, I've still got to make a sign because the dude that brings the skid steer does not know where I'm at. Nonetheless, I'm going to go up here and mow this right quick. We'll get into all that tomorrow. If I don't get the sign made today, it's not the end of the world or anything. So, nonetheless, I'm going to get back to work. Crazy low. Got this in the back. Well, everybody, I got all that up there mowed. It wasn't a lot, but I'm glad I did it. The family that lives up here, they're awesome family. And I just wanted to get it mowed and we're going to make ruts and stuff. It's going to be awful for a while. So I didn't want it to get real high before we got back to where we could get it all. Also, I'm sure you saw that I was having tree problems up there. I'm going to cut some of those limbs out. I have a pole saw at some point. We'll make it better. We'll make this a really awesome property for me and my family. It's been in the works for so long. I'm so excited to be working out here again, and I cannot wait to have a garage. I'm sure y'all are wondering where the garage is going to be, and I'll show you. We'll get to that eventually. But yeah, we'll get to that, and I've still got to put up a sign. I think I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go and find, I don't know what, something to make a sign out of and get a sign out here so this guy can find us tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll have issues probably. So, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll get back after it, hopefully with a skid steer. We're just going to have an awesome day. It's not raining yet. Maybe. We'll see. We'll do what we got to do. Well, I stopped out here at the Home Depot. I got a blank yard sign. I'm going to go home and write some numbers on it. We'll stick that out there. It'll be fine. Well, I swung back by and stuck a sign out there. Now the delivery guy will be able to find this tomorrow. And I won't have to come out here first thing to meet him. Hopefully he can find it on his own. But anyways, we'll hopefully he comes early. He has until 1, but hopefully it's earlier than that, and we can get to work. Anyways, I'll see you all here in just a minute. It'll be tomorrow though. Good morning. So I'm back over here at the property. It's like 9 o'clock. It's very overcast today. It's been raining kind of around me, but I think it's going to miss us this morning, maybe. Rain. It's definitely, there's a bigger band of rain that's coming this evening. We'll see. Well, maybe we get to work all day. Maybe we don't. Maybe the thing that the tractor, whatever it's called, skid steer, won't get here until after 1, and it's going to be a terrible day. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to come over here. I've already taken the day off, so we got to make the best of it. And yesterday when I was putting up the sign out front, I spoke with one of the neighbors that shares a fence line with me. And I told her I was going to be knocking some of this down, just kind of giving her a heads up. You know, I'm going to be making a lot of noise the next 3 days here. So I just wanted her to know that what we were up to, you know. Very nice lady. But part of her fence line actually backs up to my aunt's place. And I mow all this. I mow the whole field by myself. So I just take care of it. Most of it's mine. But not all of it. And the parts that aren't, I just mow them anyways. You know, it's all my family. So you just take care of your family. So let me show you the fence line. And I think we're just going to go out here and try to get this stuff cut down and thrown away from the fence. That way when the skid steer does come, we can just scoop it all up. Also, there's a tree at the end of this that's mostly dead. It's a red bud. And it's a pretty tree, but it is pretty well dead. So I think I'm going to end up probably cutting it down too. Or maybe it's already fallen. We'll go down here and see. Nonetheless, we're going to get out here and get to work and see how much we can get done this morning before the skid steer gets here. And when it gets here, we'll get on it and get to work on it. Well, evidently I recorded this without any audio. Here I am pointing at the fence line. You can see some trees up there at the top. I was wanting to get those cut or pushed down, but we don't get that far. Here's the fence line. I'm going to clean it out right quick. And we'll do all that in fast motion. It won't take us that long, and we'll just get her done. That was going pretty good. And then I realized if I'm recording on my phone, I can't get a phone call if the guy calls about the skid steer. So, yeah, I'll catch y'all up. I'm just going to work for a while. I've made quite a bit of progress. I've got us all the way down to here. And basically, let's see if I can point it out. Right there's the end where that tree is falling. That's the dead tree. So we got this big section to clear, but I'm going to take a break. It's been, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. And yeah, I just need a couple to recoup, and we'll be back after it. They've made it with the skid steer. I'm going to go up here and help him get it unloaded. Now I'm going to have lunch with my wife. I don't see her nearly enough. So yeah, thought I'd take this opportunity, but we'll get it all unloaded and we'll get to work. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Boys, he had this thing unloaded in less than 2 minutes once he got out of the truck. So I'm going to take it and park it right quick and just leave it. But I'm so excited. I've waited so long to get back to work over here. So yeah, I'm going to go park it, go eat. And I have zero ideas of how we're going to film any of this. We'll figure that out later. So yeah, I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing, get this over there. I'll give you also an update on that fence row. We're probably done with it for now. Now that the skid steer's here, we're going to get to work. And just to show y'all, it's got 838.4 miles on, or hours on it. We'll keep track of how many we do. But I got 12. If I go over that, I have to pay more. And we got a full tank of gas. By the way, get that fuel here, we're going to have to truck it in with a jug, 5 gallons at a time. So that's gonna be tons of fun. Well, I'm back. I'm loaded up in the machine. I've made some arrangements for the phone to record. I'll show you what I got. So it's got a little charger thing up here. I got all that extra cable up there. And I have my mount mounted to the rear view mirror. And I'm going to put the phone in here. It is inside the cab, so if it falls, at least the phone will be inside the cab. And I think we're just going to start right here. I'm going to throw this thing on time lapse. We'll just see how it goes. Maybe the recording will be great. Maybe it'll be terrible. Either way, I'm going to keep working. Tomorrow, I'm going to bring some zip ties to make sure that stays, because that's what I'm afraid of the most. Like, this will come loose and it'll just fall. Or maybe we could zip tie it to that. I don't know. Looks like somebody else has already zip tied something to it. Nonetheless, we're going to get to work. We're going to start right here and hit this and then that and start a pile. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Y'all all right? Took a tumble back there. Everything fell. The phone fell. The holder fell. Just everything kind of fell, which is fine. I knew that having a zip tie would be bad, but that last tree, it's probably too big to push down. I knew it was a risk when I started it, but it split, which is my fault. I hit it and it split the tree, but whatever. It's mostly on the ground. We'll get the rest of it. I'm gonna go up here and get the stand. It fell underneath. We didn't crush it though. So, also my phone fell, but it fell in the bucket, or on the top of the bucket actually. It wasn't even in the bucket. So it was fine. So let's go up here and see if we can find that mount. Yeah, here we go. We just have plenty more to do right in here, but man, have we made huge progress. There it is. Yeah, it looks fine. See how I split that? Yeah, I should have not got that one. So that means these two big ones here, they're gonna stay. And there's some big vines. Oh my goodness. It's a hassle getting those things. So anyways, I'm gonna take a little break and get a drink. And I just wanted to kind of get off for a minute and get this and see how we were doing. Got that big tree moved. It was a mess up here, but I'm happy all that is cleared out, so it's much better. Anyways, I'm gonna take a break and we'll get back after it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I destroyed that old fire pit. I wasn't gonna try to keep it anyways, but good thing, because she's not in good shape anymore. Just took a bit of a hit. Well, I was sitting here taking a little bit more break, and we're gonna get back to work, but I did check the weather. It's 2:30 right now, which, by the way, 2:58. So it's almost 3 o'clock. So that means I got back here right before 1. So we got about 2 hours or a little more in it. Not bad, considering I am not a professional operator at all. I've just used some equipment from time to time. I mean, they'll loan it to, or rent it to anybody as long as you got an ID. So, you know, whatever. So I'm just doing the best I can. Boy, you can do a lot more with a machine than you could ever do by hand, of course. So we're really getting through it. But I am a little concerned about the rain. we'll just get this thing kind of wrapped up as much as we can. When it starts raining, I'll just have to shut her down for the night, and then we'll hit it. Hopefully the rain's, the best I can tell, the rain should be done about 10 a.m. tomorrow, which is fine because it's supposed to be cool tonight. So by 10 a.m. it should be, 45 or so. So it'll be nice enough to get out and start working again. But yeah, it's like 65 almost, or maybe even more than that. I think it was supposed to be 65 or 69 today, so it's really warm. Hence short sleeve shirts, having a great time. So we're gonna get back on this thing. I'll see if I get it all rigged back up, and yeah, we'll try to clean up that section. We'll move to something else. I don't know what that is yet. We'll figure it out. Sure y'all noticed you fell. I just kept working because I don't have anything to mount that mount back up with, and it shakes too much. It was bouncing and whatever. So I'll bring some zip ties tomorrow and we'll go from there. But I went ahead and did some more work. I'll kind of show you what I did. It wasn't a lot more. It was mostly just cleaning up what we'd already knocked down and kind of straightening some of that out. And I could probably do that for another hour, but the temperature has dropped about, I don't know, 15 degrees in the past 30 minutes. You know what that means? We're getting ready to have a storm. I am gonna, I gotta go back and get it. I gotta go back and get the, I brought a trash bag put over the seat. I don't know that I need to. It has a roof, but I'm afraid that if I don't, I'll end up having to sit on a wet seat for the next 2 days. I don't want to do that, so I did bring one. Ain't a total idiot. I don't know. My wife might tell you different. But I'm going to go throw this on right quick, and I'll kind of show you what we did. We'll get out of here. Got her all wrapped up. I laid the mount in there just to keep it from flopping. The weather comes from this direction, so I'll put the window back there. Hopefully that does us well. So we'll see in the morning. Either way, we're going to sit in that seat, wet or dry. There's the van, and there's where all we've been working. I'm going to guarantee you this. It looks better probably in the video than it does in person. It ain't bad, but there's a lot of little sticks and vines and roots and whatever. We'll have to come through and do some hand work at the end. I knew that. I kind of drug it out as best I could, though. I went ahead and, I'm sure y'all saw, but I think I got it in the video, where I tore the rest of that old fire pit completely out. It didn't all make it down there yet. Some of it is right in there. We'll get to it later, though. But yeah, it turned out great. This is what we was going for. In the morning, I think we're going to try to start in on, I've called them islands for, I don't know, but since I put them there. And they're basically islands of growth now, but we'll start in on that, and then we'll head up here and do by the road as much as we can. Just keep on going. I promise you there's more work here than we'll get done this weekend. So I'm going to head to the house. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, one more thing. There used to be a big pile of brush over there. Now it's in there. The next morning, it definitely rained last night. It stopped raining a couple hours ago, and I don't know, maybe we can get some work done. I don't know. We're gonna try anyways. I grabbed a few things. Got us a towel, and then I got us some zip ties. I got the white ones because I don't use them for anything else. So I thought that'd be a good way to get rid of those. And I got another stand just in case I can't make the other one work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But first, we've already spent half the fuel that's in that thing. I don't know how much it takes, but we've already went through half a tank. So in 4 hours nonetheless. We put in like 4 hours yesterday. So I'm gonna run out to Rural King, buy a couple of cans for diesel, and fill them up. We can take 10 gallons in and see what it does. We'll just put it in and just, you know, see how much that gives us. But nonetheless, it's a new day. Let's go get to work. Well, I made it back out here. I'm gonna pull the skid steer down to where the truck is. We'll put the fuel in it. But let's look at this seat. I'm sure glad I cut. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's soaking wet. So brought a towel. Make sure you get a good one to do stuff like this with. I'm gonna jerk that off there, wipe this down, and move it. It's I pulled it down here, but I want to show y'all how much fuel we've got. Yeah, we're half the tank. So I'm gonna put 10 gallons in it. We'll see what that does. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. By the way, I bought red cans because we're gonna put fuel or gasoline in them later. It'll be just fine. You can't tell me what I can and cannot put diesel in. You know the shape of the world today? Well, she's definitely full. I didn't take 10 gallons, so it makes me feel good better. But it's like, I don't know, maybe like 7. What the heck's that go on there? But yeah, it's like 7 gallons or whatever. I may have to put y'all down to figure out how the gas cap goes on. I don't know. I mean, it's a gas cap. It should have been easy, right? There we go. And yeah, the took about 7 gallons. You can see, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's only about right there. So yeah, about 7 gallons. I'm gonna throw a lid on all this, and I'm gonna run it for a while. It's like 52, I think, right now. Today's high was only 56. I don't even think we got there. Yesterday it was like 70. I think it was 71 was the high. So it's a big drop in temperature from one day to the other. My ears are freezing, but we're gonna run this thing for, like I said, for a couple hours and just do a little bit of work. Tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful. I think 72 maybe, and sunny and gorgeous. So I thought if we could get the fuel in it, make sure we had enough and that sort of thing, would be fine. So we'll run it for an hour or so. I also wanted to get a mount in here. That way tomorrow when we come to get in this thing, it's just, boom, let's get in and go. So yeah, today was more of a prep day than a real work day. But I figured we'll do some while we're here before my ears freeze completely off. But yeah, we'll get to work. Well, we're on to the next day now. Battery died on the phone while I was recording yesterday. I was almost done. I cleaned up the rest of what I was finishing. Did a little dirt work over there just to make sure everything was nice and smooth. There was a big mound of dirt that had that tree growing on the top of it that was kind of wild looking. I'd pushed that there years ago. I knew what was in it, which was there was a bunch of like small logs and stuff that I'd cut up and gotten into basically a pile of dirt and pushed it over there, from forever ago. So I finally got all that kind of cleaned up and the way I like it. I'm gonna just give y'all an overview from where I'm sitting, from how it looks today, and then we're gonna go over what we're gonna do today, and then I'm just gonna get back in the machine and put in some time. Look at this. We've got a bunch of it cleaned up. I think the first thing I'm going to work on is up here by the road and clean off as much as I can. I may leave the bigger trees for now and come back and just cut them down later and get a stump grinder to grind the stumps out. They're all close to the road. I have fears of dropping a tree on a power line or a car and killing somebody. Just things happen when as the trees get larger. The machine will put them down, but the risk gets higher and higher. So we'll see. I've this really big tree right here. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's less than a foot from the road. So I'm gonna have a professional come out at some point and cut that dude down and just drop it straight onto the ground, and we'll cut it up and burn it, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I ain't mad about it. I think it's turned out really well so far. I've gotten more done than I thought I would in the time I've had allowed. With that being said, there's some of you are probably like, why on earth did you pick this weekend? It has a lot to do with the seasons. I said it before, as all this stuff buds out, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and heavier and heavier and heavier. The last time I did this, I went back and looked at my pictures. It was 7 years ago, and it was in July. I think it was the 20th of July. Everything was bloomed out. That's why I ended up with 3 piles. And really, I didn't clean as much even then as I wanted to. But it's just, it don't compact down, and it was a nightmare. And I actually did this one other time many, many years ago, but it wasn't as bad. So, I've put a lot of time into this over the years. I'm just finally, just now getting to where I feel like I've got a handle on it. I wasn't mowing it. I couldn't find anybody to bush hog it. Nobody wanted to do it. So, what are you going to do? You just do the best you can to move on. So I have big plans for this place. I mean, we're going to build a house. We're going to build a garage. We're going to do all this. So we just got to get back to work. So I'm going to go get on the machine and get to work. that last tree, way too big to push down with this thing, especially where I was, too close to the road. I did it anyways, and it's done. Glad nobody got hurt or anything. It's probably the last big tree like that I'll push down up there. We're gonna get back after it. Man, it's coming along. It takes a lot of time up there. There's a lot of stuff up there. There used to be a fence that went down through there, and you can tell that was an old tree because the vines that are growing up are 1.5 inches around. So it took some doing. We're gonna get back to it, but I'm gonna take a quick break. I need one. Well, the last thing you all saw, I was still clearing up there by the road. Battery died. I went ahead and finished up a little bit more, and I'm calling it a day. The sun's going down. I had to fill this thing up, so I've had to make trips to go get fuel. If you're curious, complete total, I've put 26 gallons of diesel in this thing. Diesel's $4 a gallon, so you can do the math. But let me show you kind of where we're at, and I'm going to wrap this thing up. We'll be at it. We got almost everything up there. There's just a few trees left. All that land's cleared over there. And that's our pile. It is massive. We're going to take heat and convert that into carbon. And then we're going to take the carbon and put it in a dumpster. AKA, we'll set that on fire eventually. So thanks for joining me on this epic journey. I'm gonna build a house here too. I'm sure I've mentioned that. So if you're like, hey, why are you doing all this just to put up a garage? There's a lot going on. So this has been in the works for many years. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Stick around, there'll be more. And yeah, catch you on the next one.